$6.9 billion was spent for the migrant crisis in just New York City alone. Hotels, credit cards, debit cards with money on it. Some people getting like $1,000 a month. Some people getting $1,500 a month. I heard some people was getting even $2,000 a month. And then on top of that, they was getting food stamps. Now this is what the American government spent when Joe Biden was in office, spent on migrants. Meanwhile, this is going on in America right in front of people's faces, and people turn a blind eye to this.
I'm now joined by Dr. Robert Marbut, former White House homelessness czar and senior fellow with Discovery Institute. Thank you for taking the time for us tonight. This is a very important issue. We just read off all the recent data there, putting it into perspective. Let's start with one of the states with the biggest homelessness crisis, California. Since 2019, California has spent about $22 billion in homelessness, and the state is still struggling with more than 185,000 homeless individuals, topping New York, Washington, Florida. Is this type of investment, $22 billion, can it fix the homeless problem? Can you just throw money at it? What do you think?
Absolutely not. The problem in California in particular, they pursued a policy called Housing First. And it is not the solution, it's the problem. They've tripled the spending in a matter of basically a little over a decade. They've tripled the spending, and instead of ending homelessness, they came back last week when all these new horrible numbers came out, and they said, you know what, we need to spend more money. So they're calling for more money when the program they've designed is not working.
So you're saying it's going to go from bad to worse, and I got to be completely honest, I am from California.
And you know the sad thing about this whole thing right here, the sad thing about it, they knew that this was going on, and they still complied to other people from other countries. They still catered to other people from other countries. Then they told us that we was racist and that we're evil because we didn't want these people here. No, you take care of these people. Look where these people are sleeping at. And I'm going to give you a little secret. Around my area, in my nice area, now there's homeless people from other areas coming to my area sleeping. And I'm going to show y'all something. They knew this was going on. But you spend all this money on migrants, and this is happening right now. Now, they saying New York is more homeless than anybody. I mean, not New York, California is more homeless than anywhere. And New York has a big homeless problem. Yeah, I talk about it all the time.
You know, I spent time in Northern California and in Southern California, and I have family in San Francisco and in Sacramento, so I know California well, and it is a huge problem. But the situation in parts of California beginning to look more like Hollywood film than what we would expect to see in our cities and streets. LA Times described some of the homeless as severely incapacitated, and quote, staggering about like ghosts. I wish there was a solution. How do we fix this problem? What are the concrete solutions in your eyes that really could actually make a difference? I mean, look at this video. This is crazy.
What the video you're showing is part of the 32.8% increase that has occurred in the last 4 years. And it's because the federal government in California in particular have pursued Housing First, which, to way oversimplify it, says, we're going to give you a lot of free stuff. We're going to give you housing vouchers. We're going to give you food. We're going to give you transportation. But we're not going to work on your core issue, which on the pictures you're showing here in LA and California, 75% of the people on the streets in California have a untreated mental illness and a substance abuse issue.
That's another problem. Between being homeless and then mentally ill at the same time, that problem goes on every day because I'm about to go to work. Everybody knows where I work. I work in the city. Okay? I'm from New York City, and I still work in the city, but I moved to Jersey. And the homeless situation combined with the mentally ill, it's becoming a problem. And you really can't chastise these people because right now they're already messed up. They have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to take a shower. They can hardly eat, and they're sleeping outside. Meanwhile, this country focuses on feeding everybody else but people here. That's sick. There's something wrong with that situation.
And those are the two issues we need to be focusing on, and we should be focusing on that treatment and then move to get people job ready and employment. That's how you handle it, not throwing more money, because the fact is, remember, if you go back 10 years, the Obama-Biden administration said they were going to end homelessness in 10 years, and instead it's tripled.
So we mentioned that report off the top that more and more Americans are living in motels across the country due to rising costs. I know I've done stories on seniors who are forced to go back into work because they just can't keep up, right? Inflation impacting everyone. Will it lead to a spike in homelessness, you think?
I think you have to look at homelessness very holistically and get to the root causes. And housing costs, especially on the family side, is very important. But on the single male, single female, the adult, the pictures you were just showing, for the most part, that is literally street level homelessness, untreated mental illness with substance use disorders. And that's where we need to be focusing on first. And if you do that, then the housing will work and a job will be sustained, and soon a person will be off to market rate housing themselves, which is the ultimate goal, is not to create a lot of people subsidized by the government, but help get people out of homelessness for good.
With the Olympics coming to LA, 2020, I know it seems like it's so far away, but it's really not. What is the city planning to do to clean up the streets and help those in need? I mean, it feels like they're throwing a Band-Aid on a massive wound here, but what are they going to do? They got 3 years, and they're not going to fix the problem in 3 years, but what can you do?
Well, it's interesting, the IOC, every time they've come for a site visit, they've said the number one problem LA needs to work on is their homeless problem. And as a reminder, LA hosted the Olympics in 1984. That was also the same problem the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, was complaining about too. And it's as if the local politicians have not learned their lesson. They're just saying we need to put billions and billions more money in. And at some point you have to say their policy has failed. It's not worked. It did not end homeless like they said it would.
Thanks for watching.
The video ended right there. Now, you know what's making me mad about this? There's a homeless crisis in that place of California. There's a homeless crisis across America. And they worrying about the Olympics. They're worrying about putting on some Olympic sports when people, I told people, the number one rising living right now, what people are doing, either furnished rooms or like what you said, people are renting out hotel rooms, and hotels are renting people hotel rooms for $150 a week, $200 a week, $175 a week. I heard some of them doing like $400 a month. If people had to go to that extent, either to get a furnished room like I did, or a hotel room. And I'd rather be in a furnished room and a hotel room than sleep in the street. But all of this money that was given from the Biden administration, him and Kamala Harris took that money and gave it to people that's not from here, and this is going on right in front of our face. That's why people say, do they really care about us? And this is mostly the Democrats doing this. This is Big Hawk. That Yonkers native, please share this video. Please share this video. Please share, and subscribe to my channel. Because this homelessness is never going to go nowhere, because salaries are low, people can't afford to live, prices are going up, and it's becoming a chaotic situation right here. The Lord is the only one that's going to get us out of this. Donald Trump was put here by the Lord to guide it, but the Lord is going to get us out of this if we do the right thing. Yonkers native, Big Hawk, Street Talk, I'm out of here.